Hello and welcome to part 2 of my drumming. In part 1 we looked at the song Run by Snow Patrol. In part 2, this episode, we're going to look at the song Dakota by the Stereophonics. Now, in the Snow Patrol song there was 2 beats played all the way through the song. It didn't vary from those 2 beats. That was it, all the way through the verse, through to the chorus, verse and then chorus again. This song by the Stereophonics is slightly more complicated because there's 4 different patterns that are played this time, and the song is a lot faster, so it's not quite as easy to play at the slow tempo that Run is by Snow Patrol. It's a lot faster. So the first beat, the first drum pattern that we'll look at in Dakota is one that we looked at, very similar or identical really to the one in Run. It's where the bass drum is played on the 1 and the 2 with the snare drum on the 3. So in the previous video we had an 8 count where the bass drum stays the same. This is just going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 through. So we'll play it on the kit just to show you how it sounds. Now the next drum pattern, although there are 4 beats, nothing is played on the 4th beat. It's a rest. So on the 1, the hi-hat and the bass drum is played, and on the 2 and the 3 the snare drum and the cymbal are played, and that's it. So it sounds like this. Okay, so we'll do that again, and remember nothing is played on the 4th, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So nothing is played on the 4th beat. So the next pattern, the 3rd pattern, is the same as pattern 1, but instead of the snare drum being played just on the 3rd beat, it's played on the 1st beat as well. So this sounds like and the final pattern in this is still a 4 count, but it's different because the cymbals are played with the snare drum on 1 and 3, and the bass drum is played on its own on 2 and 4. So it sounds like this. Playing those 4 different beats slowly is quite straightforward because you can count in your head, you can do the movements depending on where the drumstick should go. But as I said earlier, this song is quite quick, and where you'll see in the written out music that comes in a moment, there's a fast number of patterns, then another pattern is thrown in just once, then it goes into the chorus, then another pattern is thrown in, then it comes back into the verse. So there's a lot of very quick drumming and a lot of changes, so it's a big step up from the first track that we learnt in part 1. So what I'm now going to do is play just the drums part for you for Dakota. So listen, follow along as it's counting, and play along when you're ready to. This is Dakota. And one thing to note on this is that there is an instrumental of 8 bars coming into the song. So whilst I'm sat quietly tapping my head, I'm counting the way into the song before we start. that was close. We nearly lost the laptop falling off then, but fortunately it kept on staying in there, which is good because that would have been a disaster. One thing that you may have noticed, which I realised as I was playing that through, was when I was showing you drum pattern 2, I did bass drum, cymbal and snare at the same time. As I was then playing the song, I realised that instead of cymbal, snare, I was doing hi-hat, snare. So, same thing I suppose, because the cymbal is still ringing. Instead of da-da, it's more da-da there. So, slight difference. As mentioned earlier, here's the drum music for it. Have a go, play along, hope you enjoy it. Thanks, see you soon.